Hello and welcome to another episode of the Your Golf Travel Podcast. This is very much a Born in the USA episode. Got my colleague Adam here, fresh from the US.
That is right, I'm literally just back off the plane from a week over in Phoenix, Arizona.
We're going to be talking to you today about about our top 5 courses in the US. It's a list of 5 that I think covers all types of golf. Would you agree?
I think so, yeah. We've got a good mixture of coastal and links courses, good mixture of a little bit of inland as well. So it should sort of work out quite nicely, this.
Yeah, I agree. So without further ado, let's get into it. So number 5. Now we're not going to agree on these. We've been given a list and we've been told to put them in our own order. Now I would put, this is controversial, I would put Pebble Beach at number 5 out of what we've got.
Very much depends on what you're factoring that into. And what sort of is the determining factor of that? Is it?
I think Pebble is an amazing place. It's got so much history. Woods winning by 1 million when he won the US Open. Obviously hosted the Ladies US Open as well. I think it's not as strong as some of the others that we've got listed. It's very much a case of there's a few holes there that really make it stand out. So you've got 7 down the hill, that tiny little par 3 which causes so many problems. And then obviously the
17, 18 finish.
Yeah, exactly, that iconic finish. But with that as well, you've got the lodge. But also you've got the other golf courses on site.
Let's see, because
I'm putting it together as a whole package of Pebble Beach, Spyglass, Spanish Bay, staying in the lodge. I'm putting that as my number 5 based on just those things. You can count the history into it a bit as well, but that's my number 5. What was yours?
I would put Pebble at 4.
Okay.
Pebble would go to 4. My number 5 would have to be the Straits course at Whistling Straits.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, stunning venue, really dramatic on the West Coast and coastline, but bar the 20. I mean, okay, so it had the Ryder Cup a couple of years ago, Europe,
which we tried to forget about.
We tried to forget about, and we moved swiftly past that. But bar the 2015 PGA with Jason Day winning, I don't remember too much about the golf course.
Okay.
It's brutal. I mean, everybody says that as soon as the wind gets up, it gets sort of almost unplayable. And for that reason, I think it would have to go at 5.
Okay. So there's more to Whistling Straits than the Straits course. So you've got Black Wolf Run just on the resort as well, and Erin Hill was not too far away. Century World with all the flowers, when that's in bloom, that's pretty mega. So it's interesting that you put it there. So that 5th and then Pebble 4th.
Yeah.
My 4th place goes to the Ocean Course at Kiawah. So 2 coastal courses at the bottom. My bottom 2. There's nothing against the sea. But yeah, I've been to Kiawah, and it is an incredible place. It offers a fantastic palatial style hotel, some fantastic villas, these beachfront houses that you can rent out for your duration of your stay, and then the other 4 golf courses on the resort. But for me, Kiawah hosting the USPGA, was it 2 years ago? It must have been, yeah.
21, was it?
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years ago, wow. So when Mickelson won, became the oldest major winner. But you've also got the War on the Shore, the Ryder Cup. So we've got 2 Ryder Cup courses in 4th and 5th between us. But for me, Kiawah, it is amazing. It's a great, great venue. But the 3 that are coming are better. Trust me, they are better. So between us, then we've got Whistling and Pebble at number 5.
Yeah.
Pebble and Kiawah at number 4. Now for the middle spot of the 5. Now this is where it starts getting tough for me, because they're all so good, and it's splitting hairs. But I am going to go with Whistling Straits at number 3. For all kind of the same reasons that you mentioned. It's got history, it's got Lake Michigan views, all that kind of thing. Very, very seasonal. It's a very seasonal golf course. You wouldn't want to be there in the winter because it would be under snow. But yeah, I think Whistling at number 3, the Straits course for sure. Out of the 5 that we've got, I think that's a really good spot for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see your arguments there. My 3, I'm going to go Pacific Dunes up at Bandon Dunes Resort. It's the first one we've mentioned that's maybe not got the prestige of the majors, prestige of the competitions, the Tour,
Correct.
the Ryder Cup. So potentially often forgotten in the top 5 list.
I wouldn't. I think saying it's forgotten might be a bit of a stretch. I think the fact that it doesn't have a tour stop maybe gets it out of your average Joe golfer's mind. Because they're going to be pulled towards your pebbles, your sawgrass, your
what you see on TV.
Exactly. Exactly. Bandon is, for me, the best golf resort in the world. Like without doubt, I would say it's not got as many courses as Pinehurst. Obviously, Pinehurst has got 10 plus the Cradle. Yeah. But I think as a standard of golf, it's the best golf resort in the world.
They've got the little short course as well that we were talking about the other week.
Ridiculous. Like, just put me on there for a day and probably about 100 golf balls.
Just rolling hills with 10-foot wide greens every now and again.
Third place for you, Bandon Dunes. You've got some high standards, really high standards.
Like I say, I think just on the pure part where it doesn't have that distinction of having...
Yeah, I get it.
Having the television, having the tournaments, having the greats walk it, and there being people having memories of it.
I think one thing that I really love about Bandon as a resort is it kind of feels like you are completely removed from the world. You're on this incredible cliff top. The golf course is just stretched down the coastline. Got a couple of different options of accommodation. You can even stay in the town if you wanted to. But it does feel like you're completely removed from the world, and the only thing that matters is golf. And that is what I just love about it. That is, that's why I haven't mentioned it yet.
Strong. So I'm going to prompt you there. Number 2?
Number 2 is Pinehurst. We all saw it last week at the US Open. It's changed a lot. This Donald Ross design has changed a lot from when Payne Stewart won. Even in more recent history, it's changed a great deal in terms of the natural areas, the runoffs and the wasteland and stuff. It's changed loads. And you look at how Bryson won. It's a lot closer than how Keimer won the time before.
He blew away the field.
He won by what, 7 or 8?
Yeah,
Is it Farrell that was second?
Yeah, made it comfortable.
But again, it's another place that it's now the St Andrews of America, isn't it? It's the anchor site for the US Open, so it'll be there every 5 years. It's got the USPGA's stamp of approval as such. As we mentioned before, 10 golf courses.
Yeah,
it's
now recently 10 as well. They've just opened up.
Yeah, number 10 is very recently opened. I think only April, wasn't it? Was it April?
It was April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start of April they opened it.
Incredible.
Yeah. It looked in just immaculate condition this past 2 weeks ago.
I would have preferred it to have been playing a bit harder, but I think because they had basically no wind for the week.
Harder? There's only about 10 people shot under par in the end.
The US Open needs to be over par. Look at Merion. What a great Ryder Cup, US Open that was.
Yeah.
Now, we've not agreed yet.
We've not.
But, so you've got 2 choices left. I've only got 1.
I know, and I'm saving one for the top spot.
So your number 2 is?
It's got to be Kiawah for me.
Okay.
I just think everything about the resort and the area is spectacular. The Sanctuary Hotel is immaculate. The fact you've got the villas there as well is that different style. Yeah, I love that idea.
Offers a lot.
It offers more for your golfing groups rather than being sort of separated into rooms. Beach club as well. And I just love my memories of the Ocean Course. I love the fact when Phil won it 3 years ago now, that shot out the rough on 18 on the final day.
Yeah, it's good.
To finalise it, the fist pump, the celebration from that, what it meant. To prove at the time when golf was starting to go into a little bit of turmoil with the rumours that were happening at the time.
Yeah, it was on the edge, wasn't it? It was on the edge.
It was all about to kick off. And to see him do it at his age, 51 in old by any stretch of the imagination, but the way golf's gone, the young dogs have got it at the minute.
Yeah.
But to still see somebody do it is always something that will be ingrained in my mind when it comes to Kiawah.
Interesting.
Your number 1.
Bandon. Best golf resort in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a contest. I know Pinehurst's got 10 courses, not even a contest.
No.
Incredible.
It is. The town itself's quaint, but
Yeah,
nice
it is.
down the road.
It
and
is
you can
very
walk
quaint.
it.
That's the best way to put it. But yeah, it's the best place in the
Paradise.
world. Yeah,
Let's go for
three
paradise.
courses in the top 100 in the world,
Yeah.
all just on your doorstep. I just can't see how, if you were to do a golf trip to Ban in June, you wouldn't just go, yeah, rebook me for next year. Just do it again. Just book that for the next 5 years.
Yeah. Just keep going.
Yeah, best place in the world.
That's a good one. So there we go.
That's the 5. Now it's quite interesting that we didn't agree on any of them. I genuinely think that as we haven't even we saw the list,
Yeah.
we haven't discussed it, and they're
We've just
all
pulled that
different.
out.
Yeah, it's good. It just
Generational
shows.
difference?
Thanks. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
slightly
perhaps.
different memories.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of places that we would give honourable mentions to.
Yeah.
So
It was a tough top 5.
yeah, especially because if you think about the places that we're able to access for our Your Golf travellers,
Yeah.
somewhere like Streamsong, 3 of the best courses in Florida, 3 in the top 6, is it?
Yeah.
All on the same resort, there or thereabouts.
Innisbrook, Copperhead.
Innisbrook, yeah. The honorary mentions. My favourite golf course in the US, that favourite, not best. I've categorised them differently. Is Harbour Town. I would give that an honourable mention. The Sea Pines Resort is really great fun. It's a really great vibe out on the Calabogie Sound. Lots going on the island. It's pretty epic.
Get spoiled with it being just after the Masters every year as well.
Yeah,
I
you
think
get
it almost gets.
Yeah, you get 1 week at the Masters and 1 week at Harbour Town on the TV. It's
Two equally epic
Brilliant.
golf courses.
and it's a signature event as well, isn't it? So all the
It
big
is,
boys set
yeah.
out now. I know a lot of them used to miss it after the Masters. And I think another place for as a golf trip, not talking about the best golf courses you can play, but Myrtle Beach. Again, carrying up that coastline. You think you've got Harbour Town, Sea Pines, Kiawah, and then Myrtle Beach, all within. Well, from one top to bottom, it's probably 3.5 hours, maybe.
Add an hour south to that, you've got Jacksonville and Sawgrass.
It's
A couple hours south to that, you get into Orlando.
such a tour, isn't it?
It's-
Like, give me 3 weeks off and let me go and do it.
Just work your way up the east coast of the US.
Yeah.
Would be one way to do it.
I'm really pleased that we didn't agree on that list of where we were
100%.
going to place them. Like, those 5 are our 5 best places that we can get you on. So that's Born in the USA edition of the Your Golf Travel podcast. Adam, thank you so much. Great to get your insight. Great to have you on, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.